Hello. We all saw those videos coming out from Colombo, Sri Lanka, wherein the crowds entered into the presidential house and they also destroyed the furniture, they looted the kitchen, they were also partying in the pool, they were dancing in the garden. And such images are disturbing for any democracy and also for other democracies to watch such visuals. But what led to such a situation in Sri Lanka? Because if you look at the parameters of Sri Lanka of human development indexes and other indexes, they were much better than other South Asian countries. So there is a cocktail of so many reasons which led to this situation. And the biggest of it is corruption, but there are also others, and you can't ignore those issues which are responsible for this situation. So let me list out the reasons which led to the current economic and political crisis in Sri Lanka. And let me tell you, already the president, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, he has fled from the country. I think it's not sure right now where he is, but it looks that he has left the country. And even the prime minister, he has resigned. And there are reports right now that the mobs has set his personal home to fire. So situation is very bad in Sri Lanka. Economic crises are the worst the country has ever seen. And there is shortage of fuel, almost no petrol and diesel in the country. There is scarcity of medicine, there is scarcity of everything you can count. So there are a few reasons behind that, and let me enumerate all those reasons. Corruption. Sri Lankan politicians, and especially the Gotabaya Rajpaksha, the Rajpaksha family, and they are very dynastic people. 18 members of the Rajpaksha family are in government and all occupying all important portfolios. Mr. Gotabaya Rajpaksha, he was the president. His brother, who ran away, Mahendra Rajapaksa, he used to be the prime minister. One of their boy, he was a family member. I think he was some time back finance minister of Sri Lanka. In total, 18 family members were a part of political entity in Sri Lanka. So, dynastic politics, huge corruption, mishandling, heavy-handed approach, foreign debt, huge foreign debt, huge trade deficit. Even after all these things, what Mr. Gotabaya Rajpaksha was doing to win the elections, he was promising and he delivered on that promise of huge cuts in tax collection. Already in Sri Lanka, the tax net was not very big. So even from that small revenue which you were generating as a nation, you go for tax cuts in order to win an election. Then you take Chinese money, you take money from Chinese entities on not very transparent conditions. Then you go for useless infrastructure, and those infrastructure were made from the borrowed Chinese money. Like they developed one of the airport, which is basically one of the most isolated airport in the world. You can say that not even a single flight lands or takes up from there. Then Hambantota port, everybody saw that it was also a huge mistake, and so big mistake that they borrowed Chinese money. Then they had to lease that port, entire port, for to a Chinese company for 99 years. Then you go for Colombo Port City, and actually with a bill in parliament, they made that Colombo Port City almost like a province of China, and they were selling huge dreams to their people, they will make Colombo Port City like Singapore. And all these countries in that region, they promise their people of becoming Singapore, but becoming Singapore is not that easy, and there is a requirement of single Singapore in that location, and already that Singapore is there. Then you divide your people on basis of racial and religious lines. Then you go for a China centric diplomacy, and you actually destroy your relations with United States, with India, with other entities. Then you go on you give mad orders, crazy orders, like no more use of fertilizer in the country, and in one go you go organic, and it results to destruction of half of your crop. You lose half of your harvest, and you don't develop any manufacturing units in your country, and you depend just upon three or four commodities plus tourism. So this was to come and this came, but it's a very sad state. And I think the only option right now is that uh, a short martial law should be implemented in the country, and then after, when the things become normal, within months a fresh election should be made possible, and they should start a, a, a new inning, and international community must come to the rescue of the people of Sri Lanka, because ultimately the people are suffering. And maybe tomorrow or day after, we will come again on the same issue. Thank you.